Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SB Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from an artist named Samie Bisaso. And this is titled For Better or For Worse. And we're going to switch over to here where we've got it on the old YouTube. And we're going to put it to full screen. And we're going to hear what we think. Put it to the top and boom. We got some strings. And we still got some piano work in there as well, that's cool. Okay. No intro core or anything like that. Alright, I'm gonna go get a glass of water, as apparently at the start of this review is where my throat decides that it's dry and needs to cough, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm not as dehydrated anymore. Let's continue. Right, I'm wondering if this track would benefit. Like, the vocals sound really good in the mix. I'm just wondering if there is a high pass in there somewhere, like, because the bass, the low end of his voice is kind of resonating with sort of like the piano and sort of the bass instruments and stuff like that. Is there a bass or is that just the kicks? Okay. But it's a beautiful track and he's a really good singer. There's the bass. No, there is a high pass on his vocals, that's cool. Alright, we've got a fairly sort of catchy, nice and friendly, sort of caring and loving harmony combined with these kind of sort of more contemporary bass and drum combos. And the message is, I will love you for better or worse, about marriage, about, you know, spending the rest of age together. I think that's a beautiful concept for a track. I'll be there. That's a good way to finish it. I like the way that he's rolling into that second verse and that chorus and just kind of, it leads to a smoother transition. The guitar is, the piano is very somber. Not the guitar, the piano. And there's some pads in there as well. That's really, that's wholesome. There's a sort of a mature romanticism about this. Oh, that's fantastic. I love this. This is, in a weird way, this is a really feel-good track. I don't get to listen to a lot of really beautiful love songs like this. But you can tell that, you know, Samie really adores the person that he's singing about. And that's really brilliant. It comes through in the music. He's a really genuine person and just a humble dude trying to express himself. I really dig it. These vocal harmonies as well are really nice in this chorus. It's good to layer that on top. And this 4-chord progression is a nice way of kind of getting it to loop. And also having the bass come in and this hook is a smart move just to really give it that little bit of extra oomph. And actually having the kick come out in this interlude part, again, it's just, you know, it's not completely revolutionizing the main theme of the track. It's keeping that same sort of overall tonality with these piano parts and some of these strings and all that. But just removing that low end makes it sound a lot more kind of airy and adds a little bit of a warmth to it. Very affectionate, very stylistically cohesive. Very clear and easy to understand what the track is about. Really well delivered. Lovely texture to the voices, to the singing as well. Everything's actually pretty well mixed. The vocals have been nicely compressed so that even when he's a bit louder, it's roughly the same volume. And mastering train's pretty sweet as well. Gorgeous. Fantastic. Really well done. Yeah. And Samie Productions, spreading the word through entertainment. Samie Bisaso. Excellent. I have listened to music previously from Samie Bisaso, but it has been a while, and it's good to come back to it. I think that this is a track that most people will sort of be able to sort of relate and kind of understand and appreciate. You know, a lot of people can sort of empathize with that feeling of being in love with another and want to sort of devote yourself to them in a nice, healthy way, and you're spending the entire life with them, for better or for worse, getting through the struggles, enjoying the good times, you know. If you can make it work, it's a great way to spend your existence, right? And Samie Bisaso communicates that so well in For Better or For Worse. It's a really fantastic track. It gives him a platform to sort of show how good a vocalist he is. Each note was in pitch, in tune, and he delivered it in a way where he could show off his vocal range and also his understanding of sort of technique and also dynamics. There were some parts that were obviously a little bit quieter and some which were a little bit louder, and that was exactly where they needed to be. Fantastic effort. And I've got really no complaints about it. I mean, initially with that verse, I know I mentioned I wasn't sure about whether the vocals had a filter put on them just to get rid of the little low end that maybe didn't need to be there so that it could lift up from those to the piano, because it's a tricky thing. You got to be careful with pianos and vocals because they can often operate within a similar kind of frequency range. But I think the hook proved that was sort of sorted. So yeah, it's a funny thing. Just really quickly, I've had artists recently say to me that they want me to be more critical about what they do with their music, and it's a tricky thing for me because sometimes I listen to tunes and there is something obviously that needs to be fixed. The problem is that I couldn't really find it in this one. I couldn't really find anything in this track that needed to be done. I think that if it had been any longer, it would have been too long. And if it had been any shorter, it would have potentially missed, like that interlude, for example, which was a good shake-up from those two first verses. So, yeah, it's great. No complaints on my end about For Better or For Worse. And thank you for watching this review of Samie Bisaso's For Better or For Worse. Sorry, I'll try and speak a little more slowly. Thank you for checking it out. Please do check out Samie Bisaso's various social medias and their website and the YouTube. Stay cool, stay safe. Please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. And I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.